It is the definition of doing the least but wanting the most. Like, you want all I have to give, but you don't got $10 for some wings. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Bree, Myself, and God channel, where I'm bringing you all things Bree and all things God. And I just want to welcome y'all back into my world. Did y'all miss me? Because I missed y'all. I know it's been a little minute since I posted a full-length YouTube video. I've been doing more reels. If you're not plugged in, definitely follow me on IG at Bree, Myself, and God. But best believe I am still about this YouTuber life. I have some videos that I've actually recorded over the past few months that I'm just waiting and ready to roll out to y'all. But before I even release all of that content, I just want to release something that is very responsive to the season that we are in. As y'all have noticed, it is February. It is the love month. It is that time of year where if you are like me and single as a dollar bill, you might be looking around and wondering, man, like, when is it going to be my turn to be planning fancy dates or romantic trips and things of that nature? First and foremost, I highly recommend going out with your friends on Valentine's Day. I've been doing it for the last few years. It fills the day with so much joy, and it's another celebration of love that often gets overlooked in our society. But if you're not going out, or if you want some additional joy or comedic relief into this time of year that can be a little bit sad depending on how you look at it, that's what this video is for today. I'm gonna tell y'all a story that I think will remind you of why it is better to be alone than to be in the company of somebody that does not see you for what you're really worth and treat you the way you deserve to be treated. I am gonna tell y'all about the worst date that I have ever been on, ever. Which, I mean, it isn't saying a lot because it's not like I've been on a ton of dates, but I really thought this was a particularly bad date. And I just want to let y'all know what happened so that we can laugh together and we can celebrate the joy of enjoying our own company before we let somebody else rain on our parade and put us in a bad mood because they don't know how to act, all right? So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, first I gotta set the scene. I gotta tell y'all what season of life I was in so that you can understand why I was even dealing with somebody who would treat me like this on a date anyway. This was the summer after I graduated college. I often refer to it as my hot girl summer light because most people who know me know on the scale of goody two-shoe to hot girl Meg, I'm much closer to goody two-shoe. So my version of a hot girl summer is not really that hot. It's a little like lukewarm. So it wasn't a crazy summer, but I was going on dates and engaging with guys more than I would have and with different type of people than I would normally engage with. And I talk more about that in my video about my testimony part 2. It says hot girl summer and other things in the title, so you should check that out on my channel. But in any case, I was on dating apps that summer and I wasn't necessarily looking for my husband. I didn't necessarily think that's what I was going to find on those apps. That's not what I was looking for. But I also didn't expect to go on such a low quality date. So let me tell you how it went. I matched with this guy on this app called Coffee Meets Bagel. And, you know, he was cute, you know, whatever. He hit me up, like, we matched. He hit me up like, you know, let's get together, let's get drinks. Immediately, I'm like, actually, I'm kind of hungry. I had just gotten back from a road trip that day and I hadn't eaten yet. And so I was like, I would rather go get food. And so I started looking for opportunities for us to do stuff. And I found like some art show, kickback lounge party type thing at some spot. I was in Washington, D.C. that summer, if I didn't mention it. So I sent this to him, like, what do you think about this? He's like, yeah, we could do that. I'm going to get my ticket now. And I'm like, oh, he's getting his ticket. Mind you, the tickets are like $10. They're pretty cheap. And he's getting his own. And I'm like, okay. So he's getting his ticket. I guess I'll get my ticket. I don't know. I guess, you know, with dating apps, like maybe, you know, the expectations are different. So I'm like, okay, all right. Maybe it's not a traditional date, like whatever. Or maybe he's just not paying for the ticket, but that doesn't necessarily reflect on how he'll act the rest of the night, whatever. So I go get my ticket online. We meet up at the event. I get all cute. Maybe I'll drop a picture of like of myself in the dress that I was wearing or whatever. It was cute. It was pink. I did my little pink eyeshadow to match. I thought I looked good. And I meet him at this event and we go to the bar and he is like, okay, what do you want to drink or whatever? And I'm thinking like, I told you that I was hungry. You know, I just felt like people always want to get you drinks, probably want to get you drunk. And I'm just like, that's not what I came here for anyway. So I say what drink I want, but I'm also like, to the bartender, I'm like, I want wings. And these wings, y'all, are like $10, but he basically plans to pay for the drinks, but not the wings. And I'm just like, boy, you got money for drinks that I didn't ask for, but you don't got $10 for wings that I actually want. Okay, and mind y'all, this is not the worst part. I know that people go on dates and don't pay, but it gets worse. The bartender charges his card for both the wings and the drinks on accident. And this man turns to me and is like, "Do you have Venmo?" Mind you, this is when Venmo was kind of like newer. It wasn't really it was a newer thing. So it's like I had it, but I'm just like, wow, like you want me to go on this app and Venmo you for some $10 wings, boy? I'm just like, yes, I have Venmo. Like, yeah, I do. I'm irritated, but I'm just like, what am I gonna say? All right, I'll Venmo you for these chicken wings, whatever. Why you feel good about treating to drinks but not wings is beyond me, but okay. We walk around the event, we look at some of the art, whatever. He asked if I wanna go to this club nearby where his friends are. And I'm just kind of like, that's kind of weird. Like, this is a date and you want me to go to this club with your friends that I don't know. Like, if it was going to be a group hangout, I could have brought my friends. You know what I mean? So, but I'm going with the flow. We go to this club called the Mad Hatter. On the way there, we stop and and by the way, we just took the public transit, so we just used our own card. We stop at Krispy Kreme and I think he buys me a donut. So, you know, bonus points for him. He bought me a donut for like $2. We go to Mad Hatter. His friends are there. His friends are kind of weird. I wasn't really vibing with them. It was kind of weird to be there with his friends anyway. And then to add on top of that, the music is just like not good. So we go to the dance floor and the music is not good, but he's still trying to dance and like touch me and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like not feeling it because I'm like, you couldn't even buy me a meal, but you want to be feeling all on me and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm really not, I don't know. It wasn't really doing what it was supposed to do for me. Anyway, he can tell that I'm not really feeling the vibe at the club. And he's like, well, you know, like we could leave from here and we could go Netflix and chill. We can go Netflix and chill. This is when the term was relatively new. And honestly, it doesn't even matter whether the term was new or old. It's the type of thing that people do, but not the type of thing that people like say to do. Like, oh, do you want to come Netflix and chill? I don't know. Maybe y'all could tell me if that's how y'all be talking. But I was just like, did he really just like, because you're basically explicitly asking me to go hook up with you and I just met you. We just went out for the first time. You couldn't even buy me a meal, but you want to get in my pants? Like it is the definition of doing the least but wanting the most. Like you want all I have to give, but you don't got $10 for some wings. Okay, good to know how this goes in your mind. So he's like, we can go Netflix and chill. And I'm just like, I don't answer about the Netflix and chill, but I did say I'm down to leave this place. So we leave that place. We're walking down the street talking. We come across this homeless man who's asking us for some money. And this dude tells the homeless man, well, I don't have change. I only have a $50 bill on me. And I'm just like, bro, why are you telling this man that we don't know how much money you have on you? We're in the middle of the streets in DC. I'm not saying it was a bad area, but like just as far as best practices for safety, we could have got robbed. Like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I don't have change, but I can buy you a meal. Y'all, he offers to buy this homeless man a meal. And listen, I'm all for helping out people who need help. Like I dedicate my life, my career to that. But you mean to tell me that you have it in your heart to buy a meal for this homeless man who isn't gonna do nothing for you, but you don't have it in your heart to buy a meal for this girl who you want to put it on you tonight? That's what we're doing? Which, by the way, you know, I know this is a Christian channel. I'm a Christian girl. I'm not saying that I was about that life, but I'm just saying I was really blown by that. And so he literally takes this homeless man and walks into this nearby restaurant to buy him a meal. And I just let them go ahead of me. And I'm like, I don't even want to come with y'all because what is this? Like, we're on a date and you're like taking the time out to go buy a meal for a homeless man when you couldn't even buy a meal for me. So I'm just like, bro, whatever. So he's going and talking to the homeless man and buying him a meal out of the goodness of his heart and his $50, but he didn't have $10 for some wings. And I think that is really the thing that makes the date the worst. And then the way it ended was just the icing on the cake. So like he finished just buying the homeless man a meal. We walk out and go down the street and we talk a little bit more. And at this point, I'm just like, I'm really getting over it. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go. It's like 12 midnight. He calls an Uber. We both call Ubers, but he calls an Uber and his Uber comes like right away. My Uber is still on the way. Not that far away though. And this man gets in his Uber and leaves and tells me, let me know when you make it home. Mind you, It is the middle of the streets of DC at 12 midnight. I'm a young woman. I had just graduated college. I don't know the area. I'm not from DC. I was there doing an internship. This man is like, all right, let me know when you make it. And just leaves me there, just standing on the street corner. Like, what? That's just like basic chivalry. I just feel like chivalry is dead, y'all. And chivalry is not dead because my future husband is gonna be chivalrous. I'm just speaking it in the name of Jesus. But like, what is that? And so of course I make it home safely. God's got me. But this man had the audacity to text me the next day, like, oh, that was fun. We should do it again sometime. And I'm thinking, like, what part of that was fun? We didn't vibe, we didn't dance. You didn't even buy me a meal, which I don't even go on dates for free meals. Like, I wasn't trying to use him or anything, but it's just like, you didn't do the basic like gentleman thing to do, but you wanted all this from me that night. And so I'm just like, this is whack. So I was like, hey, it was nice to meet you, but I'm not really interested in getting together again. Very kind, whatever. He goes, LOL, okay. You know what LOL okay is? LOL okay is the sound of a dude that has no skin in the game. No skin in the game, no investment. You know what I mean? Like, he bought a drink, which was in his best interest because, everybody knows alcohol takes away some of your inhibition. So that was already in his best interest. That was a self-interested thing to do. So he pretty much lost nothing. Didn't invest anything in me, didn't reflect any real interest in me, and shot his shot at trying to get some, and still got to hang out with his friends that night. Just literally no skin in the game. And I'm just like, so is this what the dating scene is like now? When I tell y'all that was my first and last dating app date, I haven't been on a dating app date since then. I haven't even really been on a date since then, which is kind of crazy, but that's a different story. Because after that summer, that little hot girl summer, I really had to have a come to Jesus moment and figure out, why was I so beside myself? Why was I going on dates with men that I didn't see as real prospects? Why was I, why was I moving the way I was moving that summer? It was very beside myself. So I ended up having like a year of singleness after that. And then after my year of singleness, for the past few years, I haven't been an official year of singleness where I'm like purposely not dating, but I haven't really felt called to like really try to date and try to find somebody, which sounds weird because like I definitely plan to be married and like want to be married, but I think timing is everything, and I'm trying to be sensitive to God's timing for my life. So I've literally been single for like years. I haven't had a boyfriend since college, and I'm 5 years out of college, and that was my sophomore year of college. So it's like been 7 years. Like, your girl's been single. But let me tell you something. I'm happy, and I don't go on dates anymore with people that I don't see as a for real prospect. I don't think it's worth it. Not that I ever used anybody for a meal, but I've heard some people say they'll do it for a free meal. I don't think it's worth it for a free meal, free drinks, or even just to pass time. Like, my time is too valuable, and I have a video about this, how to tell when he's wasting your time. My time is entirely too valuable to be wasted. I am not going on casual dates because your girl is so busy. I have been overwhelmed with my schedule lately, and I just wrote down like, what are all the things that I'm doing? And there's so many outside of my job, so many positions and committees and commissions and my business and my YouTube and all these things that I'm balancing. I don't have free time. Not free time for a relationship that isn't going to actively add to my life in a substantive way. So that's my approach to dating right now. Like, I'm not really pursuing it. I think that if I feel led to put myself out there in that way, because going through dating apps and stuff and going on a bunch of dates with people takes time. And so it's like, I want to do it when I really feel like it's my time to be dating, and I just feel like I'm in a season of like self-development, development of my relationship with God. But one thing I want to encourage y'all in is that just because you're single doesn't mean you cannot have a relationally abundant life. Like I said, I have plans to go out with the girls on Valentine's Day. I have so many every weekend friendships that I'm building and relationships that I'm investing in that are adding life and giving life to me and giving me emotional support and validation and all the different things you get in a romantic relationship. There are other relationships that can provide those things. Obviously, I'm not saying they replace a romantic relationship, but you can have such a full life even if you're not in a dating and romantic relationship. So I just encourage anybody watching this to, first of all, appreciate the fact that it's better to be single and by yourself than to be on a date with somebody who treats you as less than what you're worth, and that God's timing is perfect and he will send the right person to you at the right time. But while you're waiting, make sure that you look around and smell the roses of the relationships that are available to you in your season that you're in right now. My friends from Colombia, on Valentine's Day, they text me, happy day of love and friendship. In America, we only focus on romantic love, but it can be about so much more than that. So I hope that this gave you a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of a sense of comedic relief in this season. And I hope that you are encouraged to enjoy and celebrate the season that you're in and to have high hopes for the seasons that God has for you in the future, including the relationships that you desire and deserve. So just a little quick video to add that to the mix of this time of year, and I will definitely be back with more. I have testimonies on how God put me in a new apartment. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm in a new apartment right now. Testimonies about things that I've learned in my singleness and abstinence journey in the last year. I got content for y'all. So rock with me, stay tuned, follow me on IG at Breathe Myself in God, and I'll be back very soon. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all the good things. Love and appreciate y'all so much, and I'll talk to you soon.